They say the stock market is a place for the impatient to transfer wealth to the patient. So let's get into it. Now, I've got a subscriber. His name is the homie Pedro. He's got a small channel like myself, and he comments from time to time on my stock market videos and other videos as well. And one of his comments was, I need to study up on this options trading. And I replied with, hey, take your time and study as long as you need to, because guess what? The markets will be here today, they'll be here tomorrow, and in a month, and in a year, okay? You really need to take your time when trying to digest something new about the markets, whether it's options trading or buying call options or selling short or even going long. There's a lot of people who are uncomfortable with the stock market, and you just got to be patient with it. Everything in life, patience is virtue. That is how you make the most money in this world, is being patient and being strategic in your moves. And I'm not a financial professional. I can't tell you what to do, when to do it, or how to do it. That when portion is a big deal when it comes to your personal finance. Okay, when you get invested in the stock market, you need to be emotionally ready for volatility. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that you need to have your personal liabilities in check. Meaning if you were to lose your job, you need to not have to go into the markets and sell your position. Okay, that would be an impatient, impulsive move that I don't want you to have to do, because typically you're going to lose out. Like in 2008, there were many people who lost their jobs who had too much liability. And what did they have to do? They had to sell the bottom, right? They had to sell the bottom and got just destroyed on probably losing 50% of their wealth in their portfolios. And so this game of patience, whether it's you're a day trader or a swing trader or a long-term investor, it doesn't matter which time frame you're on, you have to be patient with your moves. And typically your personal life has a lot to do with it. So be careful. If you have a lot of liabilities, the market will be here in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years. There'll be just as many good stocks to invest in 3-5 years down the road. Now, you might miss out on some moves, but if you're not ready financially from a personal perspective, then don't take the position. Okay, I've seen too many people, get burned in the stock market and say it's rigged and so on and so forth because they weren't ready. They weren't positioned properly to take advantage of what the markets have as far as opportunity. Now, for me, I've been through this. I've been impatient on getting into a trade, and it's always the wrong decision. Okay, maybe I'll try to force a trade, right? I won't plan it very properly, and I'll just say, I need to deploy this money, so let's deploy it into any stock, whatever it is, and you'll lose money. Honestly, you won't be ready for how the stock reacts to your trade, because that's what it does. As soon as you take a trade, it typically goes against you, and you don't have a plan. You don't have a plan to manage the risk. You don't have a plan of when you're taking profits, so on and so forth. So make a plan, be patient about it, and be tactful about it. For instance, this week, I closed out a trade. Well, a trade ended for me. An options contract expired. I had profited $3,100 today. Pretty happy with that trade too, by the way. A nice 3-week trade, $3,100. I'll take it any day of the week. Now, I had some people in some stock trading groups mention to me, oh man, you should redeploy that capital right away. You should go sell more puts or, go sell more covered calls, whatever it is I got to do. Now, I could do that. I could feel the urge to go and do that, but I don't want to. I'm taking my time in this market. I look for setups that make sense to me. I look for stocks that make sense to me. The 2 trades I'm in right now in UPS and Target, I've got a whole trading plan set up for these 2 stocks, and I am in the green, well in the green. And I'm going to continue to roll these covered calls or even buy more put options on these positions because I've got a good plan for it, okay? And this $100,000 that I had on this AMD trade that I made $3,100 on, I don't have a plan for it. I don't have a stock in mind that I want to redeploy this money for. Maybe it would be AMD, but AMD is ripping up, and I don't want to sell puts into a bullish top. You know, I want to wait for the stock to come down, then maybe sell some puts. I'm also looking at some other stocks like Netflix. That one had earnings recently that's down like 12, 13%. I'm a dip buyer. I like to buy when the stock is going down and down and down. That's just how I roll. I've done very well with it. And I stick to my strategy. And you got to stick to your strategy. Maybe you like to be on a stock that's constantly going up, and that's okay too. There are good strategies behind that. But the key is you got to wait for those setups. Okay? You got to wait. You got to be patient. Even if you're a day trader. I don't day trade anymore. I don't recommend it. It's you got to really know what you're doing. And I guarantee you that those guys or gals are very patient with their moves because you have to be. If you're a day trader, you only have, what, 6-7 hours in the day to make some profit and to make a nice move. So you wait for that stock to either go up really high, maybe short it at the top, or maybe go down for a bit and then buy the dip and, you know, sell a little pump in the stock, whatever. You know, day trader is a whole different ball game, I suppose. But even for swing trading, you got to be tactful, you got to be patient, and you got to have a plan. Okay, plan of attack. You got to know where you're gonna make your moves. Okay. And long term, like I said, you got to limit your liabilities so that you can take advantage of the V-shaped recovery, because every single time, we know this, guys, the US government, they can't let the stock market be down for too long. They can't let the economy be down for too long, or else they don't collect what? Tax revenue. Okay? If the economy is soft and they don't see growth, they can't pay the bills. They have to keep the economy moving up, and that's why you're always going to have inflation, and that's why the stock market just continues and continues to go up and up and up. So just be aware of that. I want you to be a part of it, but you got to be patient about it. You don't have to get in right away, okay? So anyways, hopefully this video helps you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this topic. And if you guys could, like and subscribe to the channel and the video, and take a look at my previous video. And everyone have a great day. Be safe out there. Later.